Governor Brian Kemp, he's been touting a lower number of coronavirus hospitalizations since the state reopened at the end of last month. But there's been increasing scrutiny over the stats, this data that's being reported. The Georgia Department of Public Health has been accused of purposely organizing a chart to show a consistent downward trend in the number of new cases. So what are the numbers really like in the Peach State? To weigh in, we welcome National Diversity Coalition for Trump member Bruce LeVell. Bruce, thanks for joining us. Bruce, what's going on in Georgia?
Hey, we're doing the best we can and we're winning. And thanks for having me again. You know, I represent 1.1 million of the small businesses here in Georgia. And I'm going to tell you, what the governor put out there, no one is cooking the books. No one is fabricating anything. These are lives we're playing with, people's businesses that we're dealing with. So, I have to push back on that respectfully.
Well, Bruce, hang on there. From what I understand, correct me if I'm wrong, the governor, the state had put out a chart that kind of left some gaps in areas on the calendar that would have been higher numbers and made it look like the cases were higher. So it was to their benefit what they did present to show a trend down. Now, if I'm wrong on that, please correct me. And I think it's been corrected since.
Yeah. Well, also, too, very important fact here, many doctors in my family, when people unfortunately pass with COVID-19, they forget to they don't list some of the critical components of the pre-existing conditions with hypertension, diabetes, et cetera, that catapulted and pushed that extremely where it gets, owned by COVID-19. But with all due respect, there were some existing conditions that were affecting a lot of the folks. But, we are getting better. And I have a lot of business guys I talk to around here in my circles, the 1.1 million of us here in Georgia. We're doing better, we're cleaner, we're smarter, we're faster, we're energized, we're excited. And, it's a good deal, and really, too, Bob, respectfully, Brian Kemp is a business owner by nature. He's got a lot of friends. Yeah. It's not just he's holding this governor's mansion.
Yeah. And how's it going? How's it going, Bruce? I mean, give me some more detail than everybody's excited about it, because I know that my sister and her husband live down there, and everybody's excited to get back out there. But give me a feel for what it's like living there now. How many of the stores are open? When you go out, is it a volunteer thing? Is it 100% capacity? What's going on?
Well, a lot of it is volunteer, respectfully, and I'll say this, especially in northern Atlanta here and a lot of the cities, the restaurants are still trying to, wade through the water and see what's safe for them and how many, they're going to place them in their seating capacities and how they're going to arrange that. There is a lot of deals that I know, especially in the restaurant industry and bar industry, air filtration systems, more roll-up doors and more openness, more patio seating, more upgrading their air-conditioned ventilation systems. Watch this one, Bob. A business owner, a friend of mine, putting sinks in the front of the restaurant when you walk in. Ooh. I said this before, smelling bleach and Lysol and 100 scores is the new norm. To build the consumer confidence. And I think that's essentially, because remember, Bob, we are number one in the country on business. And watch this. The number one place, the fastest growing Black business owners is right here in Atlanta and D.C., right here. So there's a lot of optimism and excitement.
Once again, Bruce, you've got my vote. Allison.
Now, Bruce, I know being a small business owner that, you were opening up and you're one of the first states to. How are folks responding to it? Are people going to restaurants? Are they going to places? Do they feel comfortable?
Well, the ones who have existing relationships, I have to say yes. People who have the small business, who have relationships, hey, I know Bruce and Sharon and all these folks. I know how they govern their business. I know the nail salon. You got to remember, these are existing clients. So it's going to be easier for them to feel a little more confident, well, I know they're going to do what's right. They're wearing masks, whatever, what have you. So the consumer confidence is just something that's really a critical component, not so much as Georgia, but across the country. But I have to say that we're going to come out better and stronger and faster, because remember, a lot of us have these mortgages, these rents on the hook. We have payrolls on the hook. We have vendors that we have to pay in terms of our cost of goods, especially for in retail commodities, service industry, our food suppliers. So we're anxious. We're very anxious to make sure we're clean and tidy. And here we go again, the smell of Clorox when you walk in.
I love your enthusiasm, Bruce. I'd follow you wherever you're going. We're going to talk to you again in the next hour. I'm looking forward to coming to the Atlanta area. There's, like you said, the relationships are so important. I have a favorite restaurant up in Woodstock. I'm not going to say which one it is because I don't want it to be too crowded when I get there. So we'll talk more in the next hour. Bruce LeVell, thank you so much. We'll have continuing coverage of the coronavirus.